I'm ready.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, hey, hi. Welcome to Duffy Women. Thanks so much for joining us. Wow, Sarah.
I'm not one to be messed with today. I'm just going to warn you.
Wait, that's like every day.
Okay, well,
right.
Think of it as, maybe like extra today. Like 100 times that. So.
Wow. Oh, glad we are in separate homes. Well, anyway, I won't have to ask how Sarah's doing. Alex, how are you doing? You have new AirPods, which I forgot to mention last week during the show. And how exciting is it to have those?
I was laying on the beach a few weeks ago and I had my earphones that had the cords, and they were like still cool because they were Apple, but I remember being on the beach and like looking around me and I was like, you look like a grandma. You need to get AirPods. So I went right to Target.
Even this grandma doesn't have them.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Even grandmas don't have. You look deceased.
So
get AirPods.
Saying that you caved to societal pressure is what you're saying.
I had been tossing it around for a few months at this point, and it was $160. They were $169.
Yeah, they're expensive. Well, it's good to see both of you. Hope you had a great week, and thanks for joining us. Thank you, everyone who's watching or who will watch at some point. We appreciate that very much. So, a very interesting topic, I think, tonight, because it's not something that we've talked about. It's not something that we've really tackled, but it is interesting because I saw an article that, and this was actually last month. Obviously, with COVID and everybody.
Is so sassy. Like, I can't even handle her.
Okay. So
no, just Sarah. I'm just saying.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Let's go.
So I saw this article, and again, with COVID, everybody has suffered. The state has suffered. Everybody has suffered, from individuals on up to the entire, and the entire state, the entire country, everywhere. But I happened to see this, that a majority of, some legislators, let's say, are looking to pursue and to push to get marijuana legalized. And part of the reason, and again, this has been an ongoing thing, it's not anything new. And actually, Alex, in Illinois, it's already recreational, it's already legal. So, but it says that, we've come together as a committed group to urge leaders to take this issue and be able to legalize it, and to legalize cannabis, because let's face it, it's a source of revenue, and it's something that could possibly help the state, and it would raise, that's part of the reason. I'm assuming that might be even the majority of the reason that everybody's doing it. So in thinking about that, I know we all know people who do it on a regular basis. We all know people who are for it. We all know people who are against it. There are people who strongly believe this is a gateway drug, that it leads to other things, that it's very harmful, that there's just nothing good about it. There are other people who believe that it's not a big deal, it's natural. You don't see people getting into horrific car accidents as a result of smoking weed. There is every reason under the sun for both sides. So again, Alex, I thought it was kind of interesting. And again, this all came up because of how we've been dealing with the whole COVID situation, and everybody is suffering as a result. But I think it's interesting because you've lived through this in Illinois. You went and voted for, and it was last year, correct, that you voted, and everybody voted it in, obviously, and approved it. And I just am curious how it has changed things for you, for anybody else, or just what you have seen. Maybe that's a better way to put it. What you've seen as a result of this becoming legal.
Yeah, first of all, you touched on a very important topic, voting. We all need to vote, always, always. I voted for governor, and this was a decision of the governor, so it was a statewide issue. That was one of the things on his docket, not really sure what the term is, still voted, so no one can give me crap about it. But it was one of the issues, and part of it was, again, it was a revenue generator. And So the idea was to give the money, I believe, if my research is correct, to schools. Now, I don't know how that disseminates. I don't know how it's now affected with COVID. I'm not sure if they're shifting budget. But what I will tell you is within the first 3 days of it being legal, there was $3 million in revenue made.
Wow.
I think in just the city of Chicago. I'm pretty sure.
Just in Chicago. Wow.
I think it could be the whole state. Either way, $3 million in 3 days is a lot of revenue.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely,
yeah.
it is.
So,
okay, so on a personal question for both of you, actually.
Yes, I wipe front to back. You don't have to keep asking. Like, it's weird.
Oh my God.
So weird. I like you. The fact that you keep asking us is just so. Oh, that wasn't what you.
I'm so.
Like, what is wrong with you?
I'm so disheartened by where you come from.
Are you? Tell me more.
I am.
She's gonna.
I am. I don't understand it. I don't get
Your
it. But
vagina.
Hey, Sarah and Duffy, stop it. I know. I'm not talking about that. That has nothing to do with it. So Alex, I'll go to you, okay, to start, because obviously she's in a whole other realm of life right now.
Realm, Shelley.
But okay, so how do you feel personally about it? Is it something that do you see it as, ooh, could be leading to so many other things, or do you see it as, you know what, pretty much everybody I know does it, it's not a big deal, we make it a big deal? Where do you fall on that?
Personally, I am all for the legalization of cannabis for a multitude of reasons. One of them is, it's a revenue generator, and it can open up the sector of business. It can open up jobs. It's a very
that is true, yeah,
bustling industry, I would think, at this point, especially as states now start to, because I mean, it was just Colorado at first, and now it's like, I think 15, there's a bunch of states now. So it's a growing industry, and I think that's great. And I also, I think it is a little less, we just talked about alcohol in our last show, and in my personal opinion, I think alcohol is much more damaging, not only to yourself and your body. I mean, there are obviously damaging effects to marijuana as well. I mean, there's ways to do it and ways not to, of course, just like anything. But on the whole, I feel like alcohol is way more damaging to your body, especially over time. I think it's damaging to your body in the short term, long term. I think it affects those people around you. There's more potential for it to negatively affect others.
I think I agree with that. I really do.
And I don't personally think marijuana is that. I do. I think it's an old narrative, as we like to say here, that needs to be reevaluated. And I mean, how do we really feel about it? You know, what is really up for grabs in this discussion here, and how do we regulate it, and how do we make it safe? All of those are great things to ask, but at the end of the day, like, if alcohol is legal, I don't understand why marijuana was not.
How do you think that Illinois and Chicago in particular has handled it? You talked about regulating it. You talked about doing it the right way, so to speak. So how do you think they've handled it?
I have only been to a legal dispensary one time because it is so heavily regulated. There are lines, there are wait lists. You have to go through cops to get into some stores. You can only buy a certain amount. They do save a lot of it for the medical community, because there are a lot of people that suffer from PTSD or depression that use it. And they're very, very much, that when COVID initially hit, all of the recreational stuff, which is people like you or me that doesn't necessarily have a legal reason to smoke marijuana or to whatever marijuana, they turned that all off, and it was only for the medical people. And I thought that was a really responsible choice until we figured it out. But it's opening jobs, it's opening up opportunities. And I think it was great. I obviously haven't deeply, dove into it. We kind of made it legal, and then COVID happened. So we haven't really been legal for a very long time. But I think, any way to make money at this point in a way that's not going to harm people or put them in danger. And I know some people would argue that. But again, if you are an alcohol drinker, I don't want to hear it. That's my stance on it.
But I think that was the gist of, like I said, the article that I happened to see. And I just thought it was kind of interesting at this point in time, and just kind of that side of it, going through the whole COVID thing. And I understand, you know, the politics of it. I do understand that. But I think you touch on a very good point about, you know, bringing jobs. I know of a person that's a friend of my husband who has, I want to say he has his license ready to sell when it becomes, and he believes it will, when and if it becomes legal in this particular state. So, I mean, people, you know, seem to be ready. Again, I don't know if that's right or wrong. It's not
a very difficult
say.
Approval process to be able to sell it too.
That's what I'm saying.
These
that's
people
what I mean.
are vetted, and it's like, it's easier to
There's
get a gun in this country.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So Sarah, I know that that's not, like I said, I know you weren't a big drinker, you're not, and which we talked about in our last show, and this isn't something that you, you know, take part in, but just personally, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I don't dabble in it. It's not a thing I dabble with, but so I don't really have a strong opinion on it. I mean, well, I do. That's not true. I have a strong opinion on it. I completely agree with everything that Alex said. So, you know, I don't believe that it's a gateway drug. I don't believe that it, you know, does anything.
Your mind and your refusal to heal and look in the mirror is a gateway drug.
Anyway,
so not you personally.
I know.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
No, it's fine. Just, you know, I wasn't going down that road, but you know, it's okay. I'll forgive you. Anyway.
No, I didn't mean you. I just meant, now there are people that are more susceptible to certain things, and I get that too.
And I think that's part of it too. I think that it has a lot to do with personalities and addictive personalities. But anyway, go ahead, Sarah.
But that could be anything.
I lost my train of thought, so thanks, guys.
You talked a lot the last show.
For those of you who didn't watch last show, you need to catch up because, well, Sarah's pregnant. So mommy brain there, maybe a little
I'm just like
forgetting. No, but that happens to everybody. It's not just you. I mean, you kind of forget things, and you know your mind is.
That's a real thing.
Yeah. So
I have
anyway,
2 very talkative, interruptive family members who won't let me get a word out.
Oh my God.
I think that would be more what it was this time.
Anyway.
I did interrupt her.
Anyway.
Okay. So my point is, though, let's say.
Anyway.
Okay. I didn't know you were going to continue. You said you acted like you were going to. Please speak and do it quickly.
Anyway. As I was saying, I don't dabble in it myself. I agree with everything my sister said.
Mm-hmm.
You guys suck. I'm done.
That was fair. I did interrupt her. I'm sorry. I had
thoughts, but
there are certain threads of thinking that I'm strongly about.
Yeah, and and again, this is something that she's gone through in her state, and it's something that I did kind of address her first, just because I know it's something that she's dealt with. We have not dealt with this, Sarah. So. But thanks for your opinions. It's a very fascinating thing. It'll be interesting to see where Pennsylvania ends up with that. And
Tom Wolf's governor. I'm pretty sure it'll happen. What? I like Tom Wolf. I think. I mean, I don't know. I don't live there anymore.
He's
I don't have an opinion.
It's just that, I think, you know, people are really hating on him, and I think it sucks.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, everything, and the whole COVID thing. Let's face it. I mean, that's been something that's been, you know.
I mean,
2 sides, political.
No matter what you do, so it's hard.
Exactly.
It's really hard
exactly.
Oh, thank you for saying that. So many people just don't understand that.
And that's a whole other topic. I mean, that's a whole other topic. I won't even get into that. However, I will get into Would You Rather. So a couple of weeks ago, we decided to go and ask people on Facebook a good Would You Rather question, or at least what their ideas of a good Would You Rather question, because that's how we end the show. So we asked and they responded. So thank you very much. Jeff Cubbage is our listener and our viewer.
Jeff, I used to work with Jeff.
Yeah. And he seems very sweet. He seems very sweet. But he asked the question, would you rather be a cat or a dog? Which I found interesting. Both have the life no matter what. So,
well, an indoor cat or an outdoor feral cat.
I don't know that he was going that deep.
Anyway, I would like to be a cat.
Why?
Because they get to sleep all day and they don't have to do a whole lot and like they just like lay everywhere.
Honey, you do that as a human.
I really think I just lay around like all day.
Oh, not all day. No.
When do I get the opportunity?
Not all day.
When do I get the opportunity to lay down? I
think that's the thing. I think she wishes she had more of those opportunities.
That's why
I know.
I wanted to be a cat. Are we done? Or do you two need to answer, or can I hang up on you? I'm like, the energy that is taking me to even have a conversation with the two of you is quite literally the most exhausting thing I've done in my entire life.
Alex, what would you rather be?
Jeez, this poor lady. I feel bad we make her feel this way.
Oh, please. Please. Anyway, what's your answer, Alex?
Oh, it would be a cat 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Do you want to be a dog?
Oh my God. I would want to be a dog or a cat, but definitely dogs get so much love and they're so sweet and cuddly and everybody loves them. And cats are just kind of, cats are like, love me when I want you to love me. And that's not, I probably am more of a dog.
I have to say, even Sarah, who also has a dog, you have left cats in the dust. You
had cats.
Matt. I did, and I do.
You loved him. No, I think he would want you to know you are being disrespectful.
He's turning over in his box where he's cremated.
In his cremated box.
He's turning over. So his package.
He's like, was I never love enough for you?
Smokey,
first of all,
Smokey and Sugar.
Smokey and Sugar are
and Patches
and Mandy.
Mandy and Max. Max was my buddy, man.
Three-legged
Mandy.
She did. She had cancer. We had
diabetes, Sugar.
And diabetes Max. I had to give Max insulin shots twice a day. Here's the deal. I loved my cats. And Max was my
It doesn't show. Buddy. You would never be able
That's
to
not
tell.
true. It's just that this is a new season in my life. This is a new season. I'm experiencing dogs now. So
you have no loyalty is what you're saying.
No, not true at all. We go through oh my God. We go through seasons. I love my cats. I love cats. I even said to Jeff when I responded to him, I said, hey, you know what? I would like to be either because I think they have the life.
But you have to pick one. So what would it be, Shelly?
It would be a dog.
You made your choice.
Be a dog. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Duffy Women. Just check it out, please. And if you didn't catch the show tonight, you can always watch it again at another time. So
Last final thought. Give me those boxes of your dead ass cats with their ashes. Give them to me because you don't respect them.
You don't deserve them.
And you don't deserve to have them sitting in your nice mahogany drawer. Give them to me and I will give them a good home.
Which would be in the cabinet underneath the dog food. But yes.
At least I would love them. At least I would be loyal to them. The loyalty means loyalty over.
They're displayed in my bookshelf.
They're in a drawer.
Those are the 3 earlier ones. The 2 most recent ones are on the shelf. I dust them.
That's nice. That's nice. You have
our childhood cats. You can't even respect. They're less than.
Okay.
On that note, love you all. It's been a great show. Interesting, right? Interesting.
Bye.
Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers. Bye.